Good morning. It's time to take a walk around my backyard, otherwise known as Willow Acre, and show you what's going on. The dog and the cat are having a parade. This messy bed. Last year I planted and forgot about. Look at that. It's ferns, right? Yeah, some of them are doing better than the other. That's my meadow creature's broad fork. Sorry. That's the asparagus that I planted last year and forgot about, and it's telling me, hey, I'm still here. I thought earlier in the season, when it first started to come up, I'm like, how did dill get over there? But this messy bed that I'm still pruning through, I'm just gonna chop and drop that. It's a purple dead nettle, because I'm doing no-till from here on out. But I put collards, which, for having forgotten about the asparagus, probably not the best thing to put there. They might compete a little bit, but not the end of the world. I think I'm gonna put some strawberries in here too, maybe some parsley. I've got some of that blue stem. My mind's going down. Basil that I got from Baker Creek last year or the year before. Aaron and Brittany loved it. It's my herb spiral that I've got some different things in this year. Tomatoes on the top, and then some peppers, and I think I'm still gonna stick some lavender. And I wait till the end of the season till people have picked over everything, and Walmart and Runnings have the rest of the stuff on sale for like 90% off. Baby it, bring it back to life, and then plant it. But I've got, looky here. Yes, that's a gas-powered wood chipper. My Blackstone grill, all my tools. Lots of projects going on this year. These are climbing roses that we planted a few years ago. I severely cut them back this spring. And Willow Acre. I wanted to plant willows back here. Started a few years ago and just didn't have much success. Getting them through the mail. I bought like 50. This is the only one that survived. This thing was taller than that eave by about 5 feet last year, so I cut everything back, and I took the cuttings and started planting them around the yard, and they're going gangbusters this year. Here's one. You see him. So this is eventually going to be a living fence. There's one in front of there, one in front of each of these posts. It goes down about 5 more, 2, 3, 4. He's doing real well. Was that the last one? There's one. See him? That's the last one. But we're in the middle of my orchard now. So let me backtrack a little bit. Isn't it a gorgeous day? This is a honeyberry bush that we've had for 3 years, I believe now, and haven't gotten much fruit out of it because we didn't have another one of a different variety. So in about February or March, I ordered another one online this year, a different varietal. So he's going strong there. So next year we should start getting some massive fruit from both of those. Over here, 3 years ago, I put these elderberries in, and they're doing really good now. Should get a good crop from this year. And blackberry bushes that are just normally a tangled mess, very unruly. So I went in with the loppers when they were dormant and cut them back too, and they're leafing out really nice this year. This is my mulch pile from Chip Drop that I got, and my brother gave me the plants over here, some kind of bulbs. I don't know what's gonna come up there. I can't remember what they were, but he did some severe landscape changes to his place, and he's like, hey, you want these? I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where they'll go, because that's a shady part. It gets afternoon sun and should work perfect there. So getting back to over here, talking about the willow, this is him, this is her. This was the one that started it all. And I'll show you another project down in the lower part of the yard that I'm doing. This is my wife's weeping cherry. She had wanted one for years and years and years, and we moved around a lot, didn't have one, so she finally got her weeping cherry. It can be used, if I get another couple cherry trees, that they can actually cross-pollinate each other. So it's actually serving a function. It's not just ornamental. We've got a couple apple trees. This is a Honeycrisp. It's doing real well. And boy, look at that. That comfrey's coming in really well. I've got, yeah, I know that's not comfrey. You know what that is, right? It's another great plant. If you chop it and drop it early enough, it's just common burdock. More comfrey. All the way down there, I've got plants coming up and thriving, so that's gonna be good. The second apple tree is a Fuji. Both of those are gonna do well with fruit production this year, I think. We got a hard frost last night. It's mostly melted off now, but everything's already flowered out, and I don't know how many pollinators there were early, because spring came about 17 days early, over half a month early this year. Peach tree, peach tree, peach tree, dead pear tree, living pear tree back here. And then I've got these guys. I was thinking that they were wild almond, but I'm taking pictures and uploading it to picture this, and it says that they're actually American plum trees. So we'll see when they fruit out. But they came up really, really good this year too. I had a cherry tree here where the stake is, but it's so close to the back of the yard and the over canopy for my black walnuts back here too. That's the ditch, that I call it the ditch, because it's a ditch full of black walnuts. It's got some ugly tree of heaven in there. That's a hackberry, a couple of those. Some interesting things back in there, but we get like a grape hyacinth down in there, wild onion, mustard garlic, a whole bunch of things grow down there in the early spring. And I've got a couple pawpaws planted back here too. I don't think they've leafed out enough for you to see them yet. All kinds of things going on back here. So you see that stake, and we'll just zoom in here. There's the leaves. Oh, they have gotten bigger. So there's one pawpaw, and the other one. Do you see it? There it is. Those take years to establish, and I will never see fruit from them, probably in my lifetime. But the people that inherit the property here will at some point, because those will spread underground hopefully, and in 10 or 15 years start producing fruit. I'll be 70 something. I may be able to eat off them. So there's that's what I call the orchard side of the property. So over here I've got some compost going from last year. It got super wet, it went anaerobic, so I'm gonna have to remediate this year. I moved the beehives. I got robbed at the end of last year by yellow jackets. They absconded, so I've got a few frames of honey and pollen for the new. I got another bee package instead of a nuke, but I'm hoping to attract a swarm, at least one of them this year. But I've got a backup policy, and we'll see what happens with that. So this guy here, if you can see the circle, is going to be the fire pit area. So I wanted to do a circle that's over 20 feet wide. And when those grow up, when the willows grow up, I finally got them to establish this year. Those will get really tall. I'm gonna bend them together in the center to make a living structure, sort of like a hut type deal there, that's shaded, and we can come back here, throw the chairs around the fire pit in the center of it, and use that. But I'll also be using that for willow production. Take whips off of it. I can sell them, plant more around the properties. When I start lacing the fence up, I'm gonna come back from the front of the yard, zoom down to the back of the yard, and the ditch there on either side with willows as living fences. It'll be hard to do it. I own to the back hill of this property here, but I don't think they'd grow very well as a living fence there. And now we're back here. This kiddie pool blew back into my yard. We had a windstorm a couple months ago. It was down in the ditch, and I was like, you know what? Possession being 9/10 of the law, I'm gonna turn it into a pond and hopefully get dragonflies and some other beneficial insects on the property from here. Who knows what that's gonna turn into, but I've got a leap pad. We get frogs or toads in here, whatever wants to take over that. I've got stakes for the dragonflies to perch on. I don't know if you can see this in the sun. I've got 304 steel aircraft cable running across the property. There you can sort of see it. Running to a center pole in the center of the yard. Right there. There you can see it. So it goes to the four corners of the yard as a dragonfly perches. We'll see how that works out this year. And this is the actual no-till, sort of like a short grocery row a la David the Good type of garden beds here that I haven't planted a bunch of stuff in yet, except I've got some gooseberry. This kind of struggled over the last year. It looks like it's finally starting to take off this year. See him there. Just one root. Mulberry for the ends here, and then I've got the cattle panel trellises over here for beans or other climbing vegetables. I've got some rhubarb growing up here. It got frosted last night. It was the last hard frost of the season, should be, but it actually went to seed this year, so I had to cut that stalk down. Now the energy is going back into the leaves. I still won't be harvesting this year. I'm gonna let it grow up nice and healthy, and we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it for what I've got going on back here, except for we didn't walk up by the herb spiral. This is my this guy's dead. He died last year. It's my Norwegian spruce. It was gorgeous since we moved in, but a lot of things went wrong. It's just old, so I'm gonna have to get it cut down. But I'm gonna like pollard it way up high above my head, maybe at like 8 feet, so I don't have to take the bird feeders and the birdhouse and stuff down. So there'll still be a legacy of this tree here. We've tried to grow blueberries under it. Not the best soil right here right now until I get it remediated, but that's working. You see, I've got wood chips on it for a couple of years. Volunteer mulberries coming up, so I pruned them back. Should get good harvests off of those. And last year we had potato cages along here. I had to leave a couple times for a week, and they didn't get watered, so that didn't work out very well. And then this is a sunny morning backside of the house. So I've got my herb spiral here, so it's got several different microclimates as you come around it. But yeah, this was an old wardrobe here that I took apart and turned into raised beds. And I've got strawberries in this one this year, and different herbs. Still planning that one out, but that's the backyard.